Wait. The Turkish contingent in the stands just behind our ring A setup here. Spurring and willing on Bout. No surprise if that round is quite comfortably, though, to the woman in blue. As we get set to go again for round two. The Italian in the ascendancy. The Turkish fighter could find a neat recovery round here. Almost bumping into the referee there. Quick apology for the forearm connecting rather than the glove. They want to see the knuckles, the gloves making the impact, particularly with these young fighters, just 15, 16 years of age, potentially long careers, in quality careers, starting to be made in Tbilisi this evening. Swinging body blow. She uses all of her momentum and torso. It's a good left hand as she came up as well there from the Italian. Sichinina rising to the occasion. She's able to fend off the volley of strikes from the Turkish attacker when she does get aggressive. Uses that left arm and then keeps swinging the right. Square on as well, her opponent is getting. Better from Bout, much better. Her corner appreciates it too. Another good left is straight down in the middle and onto the jaw of the Turkish fighter. Another good combination as well. Again, just swinging wildly, the arm staying straight, coming over the top. That's why the forearm can make so much of a connection, because she is just swinging her whole arm with her body's momentum and using that torso into these shots. Keeping the arm straight and clubbing it round over the top, but again, Sichinina, you would argue, the better of the two fighters in round two, and perhaps already booking her place in the final after 2 rounds. There's still always time, of course, to try and turn things around. Words from all 3 of the coaches in the Turks' corner at the moment, whereas Sichinina almost in the lazy boy chair position with her legs up on her trainer. As we get ready for round 3, the final round of this first semi-final of the evening session from the light flyweight. Good pop with the left hand that the Turkish fighter in all red walked straight onto. Again, another blow just catches the chin. Those shots are able to be fended off initially, but there were too many of them coming there from Bout, who keeps the aggression on. Another clubbing left over the top. Another warning about the forearm. Looking for a big straight right, but Bout misses. Bout now trying to use that same almost technique of just swinging the arm round. Try and gain some momentum, try and find a killer blow. Getting to about 30 seconds left or so in this final round. The Italian still looks fairly in control. She's not had her best round, though, of the three in this last one. And she's able to evade more of the left and right that rain over the top of her head rather than connecting on her. Times a good left there just to keep her opponent at bay, and once more. And that brings an end to the bout. You imagine the Italian has done just about enough. We wait for the judges' scores to pop up here, but there is a big smile on the woman in blue's face, and I think feels she has done more than enough.
And the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is a boxer from blue corner,
Graziella Siccinina gets the job done and sees her spot in the final. Booked, confirmed, and ready to go once more on Sunday. Huge smiles, big hugs from the Italian team, frustration for the Turkish fighter. And now we wait to see who will join her in the light flyweight category final in a couple of days' time.
Bout number 261, ring A, weight category, 48 kilograms.
So the second semi-final then of the flyweight category. Laila Abdulatif of Cyprus, the European schoolgirls champion, makes her way to the ring, decked out in all red, fighting from the red corner. And thankfully the Cyprian contingent have been able to find our ring here at ring 8. She will take on Sharova Victoria. The Russian fighting out of the blue corner. Looking to be once more another impressive Russian, as we've seen a number of them already in this competition here in Georgia in the last few days. So As both fighters don the headgear. Sharova just having a chat with both of her trainers up in that blue corner. A few words as well with the Cypriot contingent. There's a fair few of them around the ring as well, watching on. Just an adjustment to the headgear needed as well to get the laces down and underneath, so they're not flapping around anywhere. No problems with the Russia's corner. So just like everybody else on this semi-final Friday, 3 2-minute rounds. Already $1,000 in the bank for these fighters. Could be perhaps 4 times that if they find their way to the final and win on Sunday. And it's an explosive start from both of them. Good overhand right coming over the top from the Cypriot. Abdulatif again, another good right, and a second one to follow that up. Getting some really good knocks in on her opponent, not taking too many, although one fights back from Sharova. And a stronger right from the Russian as well, but that's replied with a little bit of a body blow. They both seem happy to swing for the fences a fair few times in this first round of 3. And just a warning about the shot round the back of the head from the Cypriot fighter. More momentum, you would argue, for Abdulatif. But a very even first round to start things off. The European Schoolgirls champion perhaps just putting some of her experience to her advantage. The Russian did walk into a couple of strong right hands that won't have pleased her or her camp. Nobody really had a dominant control in those first 2 minutes. Just a problem again with the laces on the headgear there, I think. Just going to need a re-strap and a rethink. Oh, it's the cap that is covering the hair that's come off. It'll just take us an extra moment here. Guys, it's like going to swimming. Get the cap on, tuck the hair in the back, job's done. Need calm fingers though for it. I'm not sure this delay is going to do any sort of mental problems for either fighter, but we can now get round 2 underway. The speed in which she can throw punches with Abdulatif. Very energetic in the ring. The Russian a little more stoic. Right hand just got through there as both fighters cancelled each other out slightly, and a bit of a connection with the head and the forearm together. It was slightly untidy there. The Russian fighter didn't seem to like it at all though. Sharova maybe just needs a little bit more right now because her opponent is seeing the cleaner of the contact, even if it is scrappy, throwing punches in bunches. Both quick enough to avoid each other's attention. Round 2 is in the books. Another very close round really between both of them. Not much to split these two still. Probably once again say that the fighter in that red corner is taking a big sip of water as I say it. Still has the upper hand and the advantage. On the balance of things, you'd say Abdulatif has 1.5 rounds over her opponent. Might take something just a little special for the Russian to find herself in the final come Sunday. Final round coming up. A very even fight then that could go either way still in this final round. It's a better right hand from the fighter in blue. She's certainly far stronger in this, and Abdulatif is throwing a little more erratically. Lunging in, leading with the left, and almost left herself exposed. Hands were down, and there was a lot to aim at, but there wasn't anywhere really that Sharova could connect with. Well dodged and ducked, although it didn't quite keep her balance there. Abdulatif still trying to find a way through, and she gets caught with the left and a right that follows up. The Russian's making a really good fist of this. Just as I say that, though, she gets clobbered. Both fighters trying to show confidence here in the last 10 seconds of the final round. It's going to be a close one, this, I feel. Not much to split them at all. Will it be the Cypriot in red or the Russian in blue going into the final? A very close bout. Certainly momentum seemed to be in the favour of the Russian in that final round early on. Nice fight back at the end, though, by Abdulatif. Victoria Sharova ready and waiting for the results.
Weight category 48 kilograms, women. The winner of this bout by unanimous decision is a boxer from red corner.
And it is the Cypriot. Abdulatif gets the job done, unanimous decision. Doesn't tell the whole story. It was a quality fight from both fighters. But Laila Abdulatif goes into the final on Sunday of the light flyweight category. And there's tears in the eyes of Victoria Sharova as she heads back to the dressing rooms. So the women's light bantamweight category, the 52 kilo category, and the woman coming out of the entryway and down towards the red corner is the Russian Anastasia Gul, the Junior Women's Nations Cup winner, looking to impress on the international stage here at the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships. She takes on one of a number of Italians that have done pretty well and represented their country well here in Tbilisi. Maria Teresa Sanino, European Schoolgirls Champion of 2019. And a fighter who was very much on the front foot in her quarter-final bout that got her to this point, the semi-final, and one fight away from an opportunity for gold here. She really enjoyed pushing forward as much as possible. Sanino getting in close and being the aggressor. Will it be the same against the Russian Anastasia Gul? Just a quick discussion there about the attire of the Italian as the Russians still prepare the headgear. And the check is complete and all good, and we are at least one half ready to go. And round one of this semi-final can be underway then in the light bantamweight category. The Italian keeping her head moving, darting and ducking, and almost feinting which way she's going to move her head. As the Russian looks to stand her ground. Big right hand coming over the top that connects with the Russian. Not too powerfully, but enough to at least remind her that the Italian isn't just here to duck and dive. Interesting that the fighter in blue, after talking about being on the front foot in her quarter-final, is very much playing the catch me if you can role. And to her credit, she's not really being caught. Just need the chin strap to be done up a little bit more. Just come loose slightly on the side and a quick adjustment. Pause with about 19 seconds, 20 seconds to go in this round that has been not cagey, not cautious, but has been poised from both fighters. Straight right got through that connected with the Russian. And an intriguing opening round of this semi-final gets us going here. Anastasia Cool needing some cooling off in the corner. Maria Teresa Sanino, feet up, as we have seen with the Italian earlier today in Graciela Ciccinina. Feet kept off the ground by the trainer, taking on board everything that's being said. And a very close opening round indeed. And the Russian is the aggressor to start round two, and by some way. Keeping that left hand going. Keeping her opponent on the back foot. Nice attempt at a counter with the left hook from the Italian, but again it doesn't land flush. Getting more aggressive and leaves herself exposed to a couple of counters there. Had her head low, but she had to whip it back there away from the left hand, and I think did catch her. The Russian using the jab and then swinging that right hand round. Definitely feel the woman in the red corner is starting to turn the screw a little bit. The ducking, diving and darting energy of her opponent has just gone slightly. Lacking a little bit of the speed towards the end of that second round was Maria Teresa Sanino. And that was a far harder graft than the first for the Italian. Still not much to split between the two, but certainly the Russian just starting to take control and move in the ascendancy. And the feet are down on the deck now for the Italian's corner. So the final round, there's still time. Still a way for Maria Teresa Sanino to try and get herself back ahead in this bout before the end of this third and final round, and a chance in the final slips away from her. Getting caught by that left hand that's done a really good job of starting to control the fight for the Russian. Big swing and a miss. Sanino left herself open slightly there, and Anastasia Koul happy to try and capitalise. Now Sanino Koul with the right hand. Body blow into the gut there as well. And the Russian is staying towards the centre of the ring, continuing to force the Italian back. Again, that left hand is just controlling everything once again. She's leading with it aggressively now. There's a few flicks and flies with that jab, but it's even straighter and more purposeful than it was before, and she throws another couple more, followed by the right. And this is the Russian who grew from strength to strength to strength in that fight. And as round three comes to an end, you feel that it's going to be the red corner that sees a hand raised and going into the final on Sunday. Very basic and simple, leading with the left. At the start of that fight was fuzzing around all over the place, whipping about. As we go down to the ring for the result. No surprise in the end that the Russian has her name announced at the end that she is going into the final, and there's a big chance on Sunday now for gold after such an impressive performance. And now all they can do is wait to see who will be joining Anastasia Koul in the final on Sunday, with our next bout coming up here at Ring 8. Of course, the COVID protocols, the ring being sprayed down after every bout. And the fighters waiting patiently in the wings to come into this fantastic arena here in Tbilisi. Big stone concrete walls, giant iron frame to the ceiling of this arena though. And it's had a good atmosphere as well throughout this afternoon so far. And as this evening session continues, I'm sure it will only continue to bubble nicely as the Romanian gets set to come to the ring in the second semi-final of the 52 kilogram category of the women's bouts here at the EUBC Junior Boxing. Anna Maria Romantov taking on the only Spaniard to come here to Georgia in the women's division and try and fight for a medal of some sort. She's going to have a medal of some sort. Guaranteed bronze for the semi-finalists. They won't bout off for the bronze medal here this week in Georgia. But could it be silver or gold for the Spaniard? Salmeron Noelia Gutierrez. The fighter hailing from Cordoba steps into the ring all decked out in blue. I wonder if she makes the final, if she'll want to be fighting in red, the slightly more traditional colours of Spain.
Please welcome boxer from Russia,
The Romanians are out in force in the crowd, but there is a rather prominent Spanish flag as well, just in the background, that will be inspiring this young woman to potential victory this evening. The Romanian aggressive back into her corner for one last little burst of energy, pumped up, ready to go for this one. They both look keen to get round one underway as we get going here in the second semi-final of the light bantamweight division. Both looking to be quick on their toes to start things. The Spaniard doesn't have as much reach, needs to get inside. Might have to take the odd blow as she does so, but she looks willing and eager to do it at the moment. Risk and reward. And it's the Spaniard that's keeping her opponent on the outside at the moment. Although you would say that Anna Maria Romantov doesn't look too uncomfortable being out there and just shifting around. Good shot from the fighter in red, just coming down towards the body. Hit it well. Not too much connecting from either fighter in terms of clean shots. That was a nice left just at the end of that clench. It's the first round's in the books. Another tight round to start things off in the semi-finals here. It's the evening session at Ring A in the women's weight categories is certainly a tough one to call. And the balance of play probably give it to the Spaniard. Just a little more lively, a little more commanding. But the Romanian Romantov certainly holding her own, and she can make her reach work for her. That's the way she can control this fight. And so we go to round 2. A little surprising to see the Romanian actually coming in fairly close. The Spaniard too is stepping in at the same time, which is just reducing the gap nicely for the fighter in blue. Lovely right hand. Went straight onto the left jaw of the Spanish fighter. Punches aren't as quickly coming as they were in the first round from Gutierrez, who just been slowed down slightly with her volleys. Shake of the head there from Romantov. She had her head shaken there a little bit on the jaw. Swinging right. Just saw Romantov having a quick blink there. Just after that right. Didn't quite catch her, but she had to be quick to evade it. Round 2 is over, done and dusted. They go so quickly here in Tbilisi. Another very tight round, a tough one to call. Another one that may well have the judges split straight down the middle. Again, I would argue perhaps the Spanish fighter in the blue corner just about did enough to edge it. And there really is nothing between these two. So we go into the final round of 3, round 3. See the head guard getting jogged slightly by the left hand, catching on the left hand side of the face. Over the top with the right now, the Spaniard. Gutierrez more aggressive. Stepping inside, and when she's getting in close, really just swinging a paw. And there's not much in terms of contact in the reply. Romantov hasn't been able to connect for large parts of this fight. It's been a solid wall of defence so far. That head movement, she's just taken one slightly on the chin there, Gutierrez. Didn't catch her too cleanly, but that's the first real time I've really been able to notice that something's connected from Romantov. Sticky end to round 3. Both fighters struggling to make clean contact. It's the Spaniard that I think feels quite confidently that she is going to be going to the final on Sunday. Big fist bump with her coach from Summer Noelia Gutierrez. Does the Spanish train continue to roll through this tournament? Romantov is ready to go already. We wait for the decision.
By split decision is a boxer from blue corner.
And it is a split decision. It was tight, but it's taken by Gutierrez. She just landed more in the end and was far more of an irritant for her opponent than the other way on the balance of play. Big reggae fan is the Spanish fighter. I wonder if there'll be some rather relaxed tunes coming out of the hotel room. She's got another fight to come, can't relax too much. She's in the final on Sunday, and credit to her. So up next here in Tbilisi we have the featherweight category, the 57 kilo category. The semi-finals keep coming. We are of course going in weight order here at Ring A, so from lightest to heaviest throughout this evening's session, finishing with the light heavyweights. First up is Sina Miletic, the Serbian. Miletic makes the, well, not long walk, but it is about the longest walk you can do in this arena, from the entryway all the way across to Ring A. Into the far corner, the red corner, where the Serbian and her team will be stationed for the first semi-final from this weight category. And Karina Korobova, the Russian in blue, will be the Serbs' opponent this evening, a EUBC European schoolgirls champion. Not the easiest path through to this semi-final, particularly in her quarter-final bout against Alina Kardzishova. Her Belarusian opponent put up quite a fight, but Korobova in the end was able to get inside the reach of the taller opponent and find a way to really penetrate and push forward. But it, as I say, wasn't an easy bout for her in any way, shape or form. And the Serb in the red corner hopes that life remains particularly hard in this semi-final for her opponent, and harder still. So the first of the semi-finals in the featherweight category. And round one gets going. Wonder again then if we will once more see the Russian being low and trying to duck under. Physically just appears slightly squarer, wider than her opponent, who's very much taller and leaner. And she does seem to be taking a similar approach to that quarter-final, getting inside, and she's getting some good early shots in as well. Korobova starting very brightly and already a standing count for the opponent. She took a couple of shots in quick succession all the way to the 8 count, but no further. But this is a very promising start from the Russians so far. Defensives have to be up for the Serbian, but they're being battered down already. Look at the physical power that is being put through her by Korobova. And the melee of shots continues. She's quick to go back to the corner just to keep the count going. You can see the Serbians have got a towel prepared, and they are throwing in the towel. And that is going to be that. It just was too much. And the semi-final doesn't even make it through the first round. So impressive from Karina Korobova, who makes this fight last about 90 seconds. And you could see after the second incident that the Serbians team were more than happy to call it a day and didn't want her facing any more punishment, because there was a lot of it in very quick succession.
And the winner of this bout by advantage is a boxer from blue corner, Karina Korobova, Russia.
And Karina Korobova is in the final in spectacular fashion. Just the stockier frame, so beneficial to her. There was a very strong left early on in that bout as well that connected very cleanly. And you feel there are no regrets from the Serbian camp, nor from Miletic herself, who was walked away not too sadly. Korobova already getting words of advice from her coaching staff, and they're probably getting her prepared for Sunday's final. Second semi-final coming up in just a moment then, and perhaps the fighters may be caught just a little bit off guard. Can't see any of them ready and waiting in the wings to get out here ASAP. Christoph Lantu, Kautsoristu, the German fighter, will be the first one to appear once the second semi-final is ready, taking on the Ukrainian Polina Mischenko.
Bout number 265, ring A, weight category 57 kilograms.
And we are ready then to get the second semi-final underway, but that is an intimidating performance from Korobova. And even the announcers here in Georgia struggling slightly with Kautsoristu's name. But the German is announced and makes her way towards the red corner. And Polina Mischenko comes out representing the Ukraine. The only German fighter that we're going to see here on ring A after Kucharistu is, of course, Emily Dietrich when we get to the light middleweight category. Got another Ukrainian fighter as well, but Mischenko looking to represent the Ukraine and find herself in a final, a chance to take home gold. She is actually quite an experienced fighter, particularly at these sorts of events, as we continue to rumble our way through the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships. The European Schoolgirls champion as well, Mischenko, the Ukrainian. Decked out all in blue, very fitting for her nation. Particularly with the yellow socks as well in her attire. So Kucharistu, the German, the little fist bump in the corner, and round one gets underway. Both of these two fighters very different in their physical layout, should we say, to Korobova, who we've just seen be so dominant. Good left, gets the German's head just knocked back slightly. Mischenko starting brightly. The German fights back with a good left of her own. After a slow start, this is a little better. Just been clocked again though, however. Another straight right coming in from Mischenko. Used all of her experience in the quarter-final against a really good fighter from Italy, Luisa Aconcia. The Ukrainian will need to use that experience again in this semi-final and perhaps the final as well. Has been a brighter start, you feel, in this first round so far. The German walking into another little jab with the left that, again, is just draining those sorts of shots. Slower fighter down. Last few seconds of round one. A fairly even start, but the Ukrainian, you feel, probably on top at the moment. Just had 3 or 4 lovely left-hand jabs that caught her opponent. The judges appear to see it that way as well, although I'm not sure it's necessarily a clean sweep from the Ukrainian.
This bout by disqualification is a boxer from blue corner,
A few words from the coaches in the corner, and you can see it's a very animated Ukrainian corner about the head movement and the types of punches they want their fighter flying in this second round. We get going in round two. That's strong from the German. That definitely caught Mischenko. Kucharistu better in the start of this bout. on the front foot more as well as this second round continues. Still keeps walking into some of those long shots, those rangy lefts. And again, German just sidling into them.
Into the red corner, please welcome boxer from Bulgaria, Kostov Konstantin.
So the German looks more confident right now. It's a bit more defensive from the Ukrainian fighter. She is just landing enough though to keep this fairly even. The end of the second round then. Another round where there's not too much to split them. As I say, the German this time more aggressive, more provocative, but haphazardly just walking into some stray shots that once again just keep Mischenko well and truly in the round. Kautsurishtu up on her feet before the time's out. Getting ready for the final round. Finely poised Bout at the moment. Just need the stool moved away from the ring before we can get going. Now round 3 gets underway. Again, Kautsurishtu walking into a left hand. Just so keen to get forward, but it's so easy to just keep that left hand almost cocked there and give it a little jab, little pop when the German steps in. It seems to find her a lot. She fights back with a right of her own, straight right down the middle. And that's better again from the German. Strong volley of blows again from the woman in red. Just in the ascendancy for the last 30 seconds or so. And again. She's got a little spring in her step, a little jump, a bit of confidence in her. It's just a push and a shove from Mischenko. I wouldn't like to be scoring this one. This is going to be a tough one to decide. Final 30 seconds of the final round. A flurry of punches that connect and take control of this round could be a deciding factor. The German again does well. Avoided the left that time, was able to stay away from it and make her shots count. Walked onto that one and another one. She tries to fight back. Only a few seconds left in the round. And that's it. And that's all she wrote. And I think the Germans think they've done enough. Krzysztof Kautsurishtu. Well, she started fairly slowly in that first round. But again, as the fight wore on, she worked out a way to get at her opponent. She took her licks, but she's finishing smiling. Is that smile going to stay? Polina Mischenko Doesn't look quite as confident as we wait for the decision.
Winner of this bout by split decision is a boxer from red corner.
And it is the German. Split decision. As tight a tie as you will see. But the German does do it. A beaming smile from Kotsuristu. And more to come on Sunday. She really did well just to turn the tide. Feel sorry for Mischenko, who started brightly, but she never made her range work to great use and great effect in the end. So the final is sorted and we get ready now for the light welterweight category. And the 63 kilo ladies getting set to enter the ring. So Maria Fonotova, the Ukrainian, prepares for her semi-final. She has an interesting character to take on, fighting out of the blue corner in this semi-final. The Polish fighter, Karolina Kuhn. Winner of the Silesian Open tournament, the Polish fighter in blue. Not as much as a swagger and a dance as her opponent on the way to the ring, but with plenty of support behind her. She is a tall figure in the ring in the women's junior division. She uses her reach well. She did that in the quarterfinal, beating the southpaw Emily Ratseyeva. More than happy to use her reach to keep fighters at bay and then hit with counter punches when they try and come in close and swing. But it's a tough opponent in Fonotova, the Ukrainian, who stands almost equally as tall. I'm not sure that she's got the same reach as her opponent. That's what you describe as a stronger looking build. It should be an interesting bout indeed in how they approach it. And they're both more than happy to step into each other. Almost see the cogs whirring there as Kuhn was hit with a couple of counter punches early on. I think she realised this isn't exactly how I planned this to go in the opening exchanges. Took a step back, pause, regroup, refashion. The Ukrainian again is finding a way through. Fonotova landing cleaner, and again that left hand is doing a wonderful job, and she follows it up with a right. It's a very bright start to round one from the woman in red. The Polish contingent cheering on Karolina Kuhn, but have to say, at this moment in time, it's the Ukrainian that's had the better start. Again, connecting nicely with that left hand. Fonotova. It's really frustrated Karolina Kun so far. Still a few seconds left. Both fighters thought it was done and dusted for a moment there. And now it is in the books, the first round. Well, you would definitely say that Fonotova was the brighter start. Number of times using that easy left, keeping Karolina Kun well away, out of reach. But as it wore on, the Polish fighter did get back into it. It feels fairly even so far at the moment in this one. Round two underway. In just a moment. Just got to get the gum shield in. And now we can box. Look at this added aggression to start the round from both these women. See the Ukrainian getting her head down, leading with it slightly, just trying to get that little bit lower, just to protect herself. Gets inside. And the referee's saying to keep that head nice and high. And both exchanged blows. Both were caught. They're both nullifying each other right now. Going strike for strike there and neither connecting. Almost matching each other. Karolina Kun just batting away the advances now from the Ukrainian. And that's when the reach is coming in good use. It's caught around the chin though as well there. Another little late shot there. Karolina Kun was caught. Some slightly flailing arms in that little exchange. Better from the Polish fighter, stepping away, stepping around and then getting aggressive. Good punch straight down the middle to finish the round as well. Another round where you feel that Fonotova started very brightly, but as it wore on, it was the Polish fighter that started to get the upper hand. I think as well just the style, the rather ungainly approach at times from Fonotova doesn't help her. Goes almost charging in with the head slightly down, well, fairly down to be honest. She's been spoken to about the head being down for a couple of times now. Still a very even contest though. Round three is going to be the decider. Just flailing slightly, a little more than we've seen. A little more uncontrolled. Kun trying to just remind her opponent that the left jab is there. Feinting it. The Ukrainian comes back though. Fonotova leaning in once more. Just doesn't want to get caught as she comes inside. Good head movement there as well to evade the right hook coming around as she tried to escape. She's been caught a couple of times there though. She's better from the Polish fighter. And caught again. She walked onto that left. And her shots as she tries to go underneath the Polish opposition aren't quite landing. Lovely move again, stepping away by Kun. Another good shot from the Ukrainian. That one finds a way through. Another little swing of momentum back in her favour. Last 10 seconds of the final round coming. Exchanging blows and they're both connecting cleanly. And that will be that. It's another semi-final that's going to go down to the wire. No real clear winner, although I think if I was a betting man it would be the Polish boxer who was going to have her arm raised after this. There's a big pat on the back from her coach who seems to think she's done enough. Maria Fonotova. An excellent bout herself, but may have just lost it in that final round. And it is the Polish fighter that just takes it on the split decision. Karolina Kun with a tough quarter-final, followed by a tough semi-final, but she finds her way into Sunday's final. She waits to find out who she will be meeting in the final on Sunday with the result of our next bout. As we roll on with our action from the evening session here in Tbilisi at the EUBC Junior Boxing Championships 2021. The Romanian Amalianita taking on Hana Serada of Belarus in the other semi-final of the light middleweight category, light welterweight category, excuse me. So Amalianita from Romania enters into this arena. Was able to beat Kristina Galninkina in her quarter-final matchup. And she was really hanging in the balance in that quarter-final. But Nita was able to take that victory in the quarter-final after a stellar final round in the third round just to tip the balance in her favour, but she will take on this fighter, Hanna Serrada from Belarus.
Finland, Belgium, Poland, Lithuania.
The Belarus camp that's had a mixed bag here on semi-finals day in Tbilisi. They'll be hoping to see their fighter push her way through into Sunday's final. Certainly a fighter that puts in the hours in the gym when it comes to being prepared for these sorts of situations. Hanna Serrada says that she trains around about 16.5 hours every single week. We'll see if the hard work pays off. But well over 2 hours a day. Very impressive, and the dedication shown. All that training, still needs to get the headgear on though. It's the second semi-final from the light welterweight category, 63 kilo category here in Tbilisi. It's almost set to get underway. The last check of the gloves for both fighters, and Nita meets her opponent, Serrada, in the middle of the ring. So the Romanian in red, the Belarusian in blue. Nita keeping that left hand moving almost constantly. Look at the speed she's trying to show off here. And the Romanian more aggressive again, staying forward. And coming round with a big volley. Just caught with the forearm as well slightly, but she followed it up in quick succession with a couple more blows. And look at that, she's feeling the confidence goose-stepping around the ring a little bit. Trying to time that big shot once again. She goes for it too. That time off the mark. I almost get the feeling she wants to finish this quickly in impressive fashion too. Ducking underneath once more, both fighters having to be so mobile. Yet to really see a punch from Serrada so far. Slightly more erratic from Nita. And that is the first round in the books. A very impressive start from the Romanian. Very impressive indeed. Certainly caught her opponent early on quite comfortably. The Belarusian was left reeling a little in the first minute or so. The onslaught wasn't as dramatic as the round went on, but certainly a very positive start. So we get round two underway in this semi-final. Is there a response from the Belarusian fighter? What has Hanna Serrada got in her tank? Or does Nita just try and neatly take over this once more? Strong again. Still very lively, the Romanian. Not making the same sort of connections. Been a bit more movement. Not able to angle and find the angles that she wants. Going down low this time. Just something to keep her opponent aware of. Serrada has to protect everywhere, and her opponent wants her to know that. Again, going very low, too low in fact. Just trying to find a way to open up the upper body and the head once again. That's why she's trying to keep her opponent honest. And it did exactly that, as you see that right hand connected, and she goes again big with the right hand. Nothing as big as we saw in that first round, very early on, but it's still positive punches, and positive from the Romanian, who has probably got the second round in the bag there. Just needs to hold steady, you feel now, to ensure her spot in the final. Amalia Nitsa. And she beat Galnikia in this competition earlier in the week. Her opponent was a perfect fighter. She has taken away the perfect record and looks to at least be perfect this week and ensure she's in the final and have a chance and possibly take gold. And look how quickly and lively the Romanian is to start the third round. Again going low. Real burst of energy. Still not really seeing any punches from Serrada, her opponent. It's reaction rather than action from the Belarusian. Now the woman in blue seems to be just a little more aggressive. You get the feeling the Romanian's having to dance her way through this fight. A couple more blows, but she is just looking to stay clear of damage and get ready, it feels, for the final on Sunday. Still about 30 seconds, just over 30 seconds remaining in this round and in this bout. She lands another right just for good measure. It's very easy combinations at the moment. Keep the distance, spring when she wants to. And a rather one-sided bout completes our light welterweight semi-final. And you'd be amazed, absolutely amazed, if there was anything apart from Amalia Nitsa's hand being raised in the air after a very impressive performance. Quick, aggressive, landed the shots when she wanted, went to the extreme highs and extreme lows of her opponent's body to keep her honest and keep her covering everything. Let's get the decision.
This bout by unanimous decision is a boxer boxer from red corner, Romania.
And of course it's the Romanian taking it on the unanimous decision. No doubt about it. And it was a fight that actually seemed over after the first 2 rounds. Very impressive indeed. Should set up a very interesting light welterweight final on Sunday against Karolina Kun. So in this evening session here on Ring A, just 2 more weight categories to go here on semi-final Friday from the EUBC Junior Boxing Championships in Tbilisi here in Georgia. Wonderful venue, wonderful host nation for this competition. As we get up to the 70 kilogram category, the light middleweight category. Zukra Umabekova, then the Russian, the European junior champion, makes her way towards the red corner, getting ready to take on the Hungarian Nicolette Kovacs. And there's a steely confidence about the Russian here. Nicolette Kovacs making her way forward. Not quite the same pedigree as I said, European junior champion opposition, but has grafted hard throughout this week to get to this point. Kovacs taking on Umabekova in the first semi-final then from the light middleweight division. The first of our final 4 bouts, and there are plenty of Hungarians in the stands to cheer Kovacs on. But no doubt there is a weight of support for the Russian back home. And so round 1 in the semi-final gets underway. And again, as we've seen with a number of these fighters, for the Hungarian, who is so small in stature compared to her opponent, it's about getting inside and getting in close. You have to deal with the Russian southpaw as well. The Hungarian goes swinging, and that's an awkward landing that could certainly strain a groin muscle there. That was unfortunate, but she's back on her feet quickly as Umabekova. Certainly wasn't due to a contact from the punch, it was just a trip and a stumble, and she whips a right hand around the face of her opponent and catches her cleanly. See how quick that the Hungarian Kovacs went. Mabakova fires with the right. She tries to get underneath and comes straight up with the left.
And the winner of this bout, split decision, is a boxer from blue corner, Ivan, Russia.
Just lunging forward, trying to stay tight. And the Hungarian keeps on the front foot. An even start. Very even indeed. And there, that mid-range, that right hand of Mabakova was certainly dangerous. Just getting around the guard of her opponent, but towards the end of that round, up in close, there was just a bit more from the Hungarian Kovacs. Perhaps not enough over the course of the 2 minutes, but certainly quite a tight contest so far. The Hungarian's got a bit of work to do still. As we get round 2 underway in the semi-final. And that is punchier in every way, in every manner of the phrase. Step in nice and low and come up swinging, and they clash again. Slightly wild with the swings at times. The head comes down, and I'm not sure if the vision is lost slightly for a moment as she puts her head down and starts swinging. Kovacs having to go a little more defensive now as Mabakova has had enough of the early onslaught. A solid left hand all the way through from the Russian Mabakova. And again, getting through the guard of her opponent. That left is finding a fair bit of joy, and the right too a couple of times as well. The Hungarian tries to go low and inside. At the end of the second round, finishes with a bit more of a flurry from the Russian. I wonder if that will just tip the balance slightly in her favour. Despite the push and the urgency from the Hungarian, she's not actually making that much of an impact on her opponent. Whereas the Russian is just waiting, being patient. She's probably on the balance of the first 2 rounds. Deserves a lead on the scorecard. 5 judges, remember, around the ring for this competition, the championships. I'd imagine they've all got a very similar eye for this bout right now. Again, aggressive from Kovacs. A strong right that knocks her opponent back, but Mavakova, we've seen already, can weather a storm a bit and then just be tactical in her approach. Once more the Hungarian tiring out early in the round a little and then just being kept at bay. Very smart from the Russian in red. Probably been told by her corner that she's got the advantage, probably feels it as well, and so again she's just avoiding any sort of danger. Striking when she can at distance. And doing enough to probably get the job done. Three rounds that were hard work for Nicolette Kovacs and her Hungarian squad and the troop she has behind her here, supporting her on throughout that bite. It perhaps wasn't enough in the end to convince the judges that she's deserving of a place in the final. As we wait for the announcement.
And the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is the boxer from red corner, Russia.
And as expected, Zukro Umavakova takes it on a unanimous decision, the Russian through to the final on Sunday in the light middleweight category. Was tested at times, will be tested again, I'm sure, from whoever she meets in the final. Whether it's Emily Dietrich, the German, or Ola Pilipchuk, who are both up next in the other semi-final here at Ring 8 from the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships. Very hard fought fight. And the Russian deserves her spot in the final.
Bout number 269, ring A, weight category 70 kilograms. Into the red corner, please welcome boxer from Ukraine. Title boxer,
So the second semi-final from the 70 kilogram category in the women's bouts from the EUBC European Junior European Boxing Championships sees the Ukrainian Ola Pilipchuk coming to the ring. And she will get set to take on a German fighter, and the last of the Germans that we will see this evening here in Ring 8.
Representing Germany, da missimozidad de Belarus, Germanista Combatgene,
Emily Dietrich makes her way to the ring, decked out in all blue. And there is a slight size advantage for the Ukrainian in the height department. Not too dissimilar though, these two ladies. And a chance for a spot in Sunday's final, the final day of action here from the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships in Tbilisi. It's finals all day. If you do join us here for the action, it's well worth doing so, because there's some impressive fighters that we've seen here from the semi-finals and throughout the week who are going to be in action. And there's always a sense of added importance when there's some gold on the line, isn't there? Anybody who loses in the remainder of this evening and everything we've seen before in both Ring A and B is still considered a third place runner-up, and will get their rewards for that. But it's all about going for gold, which both of these two ladies want to have the opportunity to do. And they have to get past the other over the next 3 2-minute rounds. And an eager approach from the German, to say the least, coming out of the corner. Just judging and waiting to see who's going to get the advantage. Both connect with those right hands at the same time. Twice in a row they replicate each other in their attempts to land a shot on the other. There's a spring in the step of the German. She's bouncing around this ring, but she is having to bounce to evade these shots.
Is a boxer from blue corner, Russia.
And that one just around the back of the head of her opponent. Filipchuk. Fairly even exchange with these two ladies so far. Just under 30 seconds in round one to go. A little roar of frustration there from the Ukrainian. Neither boxers' camps have been too animated or up on their feet in the corners, as they do now, of course, to go and check on their fighters after round one. And the German staying on her feet in the corner, as they both get the towel treatment and a few stern words from their coaches about how to approach this. I mean, an even first round with nothing really between the two. Neither fighter really connected too much with the other. Both threw punches without being overtly aggressive or dangerously pushy. Neither sat back and waited for the other too often. They both just tried to pick their moments and pick their time to really take it to the opponent. As we get round two underway, can somebody give themselves an advantage and put themselves in the ascendancy. Good tag with the left. And the Ukrainian just striking the first key blow, but then they lock horns and a nice follow-up by the German. There's a bit more noise now coming from the Ukrainian camp just away to our right here. A bit more barking too from the Germans' quarters. But it's fairly similar to this first round here in the second. Momentum is stuck well in the middle, although that was a lovely left that certainly caught Dietrich and had her head rocked back as she leaned forward and stepped into it. Good pop with the right hand, just comes down, keeps the Ukrainian honest. Now lunging forward, the German just trying to be a bit more aggressive. And both camps having to step back because they thought the bell had gone. There was still 50 seconds left. Such is the noise coming from either camp. Now we do have the, after the round break, and another very even round in the books. The judges' scorecards certainly look that way as well. Well, patience is a virtue. We are going to wait patiently for one of these fighters to get a bit more commanding. Just not much follow-up in the shots. If one lands, the other doesn't. And then they wait, and there's no second or third blow coming. Let's see what happens in round three, the final round. A place in the final on the line. Either one of these women can book a spot in Sunday's grand finale. Both have had good shots in the first 30 seconds of this round. Both sides' corners have responded well to that too. Enjoying what they're seeing from their fighter. Lovely little double from Dietrich. Dietrich again, good counter with the left. Trying to get a 1-2 rather than just leaving it a stagnant one left punch. Still not much reply from the Ukrainian. Filipchuk needs to raise her game in the last 40 seconds. She's trying to do that now. Her corner are telling her to. Tries to go inside with the right. She's taken a couple of shots there though. Straight right, connects for the woman in red. The Ukrainian camp like it. She's taken too many shots though, you feel, in this third round. She's left herself a little exposed at times, perhaps tired perhaps drained a little. I get the feeling the German might have just grabbed this right at the death. A sporting embrace. It's a tough one to call, you know. I think just about on the balance of it, Emily Dietrich, particularly in that final round, was just a little cleaner with her shots. Neither camp looks overly confident, which we haven't seen too often here on semi-final Friday. So we wait for the judge's decision then.
And the winner of this bout by split decision is the boxer from blue corner, Emily Dietrich, Germany.
And you thought just on the balance of it, she'd taken it. But it was a fine balance indeed between those two fighters. But the German is going to the final. And Germany, both times today on split decisions, have two fighters in the final of the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships coming up on Sunday. Joy for the youngster. Big taste of success, and at least a silver medal now is coming her way. It was close, but she did enough. As now we get to the final weight category of the evening session here at Ring 8 at the EUBC Junior Boxing Championships in Tbilisi. The last two semi-finals from the Georgian Olympic Centre, Ring 8, will see the light heavyweights going blow for blow for a spot in the finals on Sunday. And the first up is Nika Lopac, the Croatian fighter in the 80 kilo category. And she gets set to see if she can make her mark on this semi-final, taking on a very tough opponent indeed. And Victoria Shebna will play her part in this semi-final as well, from the Ukraine. Two women who have certainly shown that they can pack a punch in their fights over the last week or so, and through their respective careers, albeit early careers in their home countries. So our last two fights of thrilling 3 rounds get set to get going. 2 minutes a round, as it has been all evening for these two, to try and make it a slobber knocker and see who will be going for gold. So we wait for the Croatian to stick the gum shield in. Rather important in these scenarios. And everything else is ready to go for Nika Lopac.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout by unanimous is a boxer from
The last check, and the fighters are ready, and the first semi-final from the light heavyweight category of the women's section gets underway. Both fighters immediately start getting close and flying fists all over the place. Slightly uncontrolled. Just see the Croatian staying higher than her opponent, who's trying to get low. Shevna happy to go underneath while the Croatian stands tall, trying to just force her opponent back into the corner. Shevna again, more aggressive, forcing her opponent back. She's been told she's got to keep that head up. Just bullish, driving forward. And again, head up. Lovely shot with the left hand by the Croatian in red. And the head is not staying up too often, although finally it's back up from Shevna, the Ukrainian. These two women certainly flinging punches at each other. They've both taken a few licks. And the first round's done. Well, I thought the Croatian was perhaps a little slower to come out of the blocks in this first semi-final from the light heavyweight category. But she stood her ground well and tried to repel and rebuff. She was just getting forced back into the corners time and time again, kept on the ropes quite a lot. And Victoria Shevna certainly deserving that first round, just about. Still a fair bit of boxing to be done, though, between these two. And if it continues this way, long may it continue, because they're not holding anything back. Niko Lopez getting the support of the Croatian contingent once again in the stands. She's looking a little red in the face from some of those bruising blows she's taken. You can say that about both fighters so far. That's a good right hand that just catches her opponent as she was stepping back. Trading blows, and that's really good from the Ukrainian, who's landed 3 in a row there. And she's just warned about those punches in the clench, and the Croatian almost caught off guard again as they get set to box once more. Another good left, clean, straight on the chin. Shevna certainly landing the more challenging blows on her opponent. And you have to say the Croatian certainly looks more drained. Better combination from the woman in red. Shevna suddenly just moving backwards slightly, caught off guard, caught off balance. She's allowed to have time, though, to just catch a breather for a second there before these two go again. Again, a warning about keeping the head up as we get into the final remnants of round 2, and that is the round in the books. Another entertaining round. Another round that probably just on the balance of it goes to the Ukrainian once again, who's still more of the aggressor, but she was certainly a little more tired and a little more unbalanced, shall we say, at the end of that second round. A few awkward leans and movements over the place, and there's certainly something that perhaps Nicola Bout can capitalise on in this final round. Both fighters ready to go already. They don't want to wait around for round 3 to start. There's no touching of gloves between these two. They're just going straight at each other once again. It's very aggressive once again from Sherbner. Sherbner keeps those punches just coming and coming, and she'll walk onto a couple as well to ensure she keeps moving forward. It's just a shoelace has come undone for the Croatian Nicola Bout. It's a breather that both of these fighters could probably do with, to be honest, with about 1 minute 20 remaining in the final round. Hands on the hips of the Ukrainian, breathing deep. They're both breathing deep, to be honest. Grueling 2.5 rounds with about a minute to go or so. Straight left, but there's a lack of power now in the Croatian shots, which the Ukrainian isn't lacking. "20 seconds to go. Last big swings from both these ladies, and Nicola Bout again just getting the head rocked slightly. And the last exchanges are still aggressive, but they lacked a bit of power and a bit of direct contact, but the Ukrainian and her camp are already celebrating in their corner. It was hard graft for the Croatian there. He just seemed to be getting more and more drained, and she kept on walking onto more and more shots. So we wait for the decision, but it seems like there's going to be one decision, and that's going to be in the favour of the blue corner.
By unanimous decision is a boxer from blue corner, Victoria.
And it is the Ukrainian. Sherbner goes through by a unanimous decision to the final on Sunday of the light heavyweight category. An excellent tournament by Nicola Bout, but it just falls slightly too short. A bronze for her and nothing more than that, but for Ukraine a chance to fight for gold in women's boxing here at the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships in Tbilisi. And so all that is left to do is wipe down ring A here and prepare for the final bout of the evening. And it will be, of course, to decide who is going to be going into that final in the light heavyweight final, and who will be coming back here on Sunday to the Georgian Olympic Centre. Kerikoğlu of Turkey, Fatima Kerikoğlu, makes her way to the ring. We started with a Turkish fighter, the evening session here in Ring A in the light flyweight category, and our final bout will finish with a Turkish fighter, very well represented on semi-final Friday. And Sofia Okhotnikova of Russia, the Junior Women's Nations Cup winner, is the formidable presence that will face the Turkish fighter coming out of the blue corner. So will we finish on the light heavyweight category with a big finish? As the evening session gets set to come to a close here in Tbilisi. In fact, the schedule here on Ring A began with Turkey against Russia in the pinweight category, and it will finish again with those two nations fighting it out. And the strong Turkish contingent will be cheering on from the stands. Okhotnikova coming out of the blue corner. Kerikoğlu coming out of the red corner. She looks like she's racing to get out to start the opening round, and she's straight in with the punches. Although she almost ran into a big left as well. And she has been tagged a couple of times already, and these two women are holding nothing back, and the Russian is all guns blazing herself. Be careful of the forearm, is the call once again to the Turkish fighter Kerikoğlu. And she's knocked back once again. Quick out of the blocks, but she's being slowed down very quickly indeed by the Russian. Already a little red-faced, the Turkish fighter. Okhotnikova has her staggering back. She stumbles down to the deck. And they go again, trading blows once more. And that right hand certainly rattled the Turkish fighter as she staggers back once more. Checking her headgear while she walks into another to a right-left combination, catches her cleanly. The Russian is controlling this right now and having her way with the opponent. Another big hit around the side of the head. Careful of the forearm once more. And again, another big left paw rattling round the side of the head. And they're still going after the belt. Well, there's no doubt who's in the ascendancy in this bout at the moment. It's a one-way bruising dealt out by the Russian fighter. Sofia Okhotnikova. Oh, she's taken a couple of licks, but far from what her opponent's taken there. It did seem ill-advised from the word go when Fatma Kadıkoğlu came racing out of the corner and walked straight onto a punch from the left paw of the Russian. But she persisted and continued. It's obviously the way she wants to approach this fight.
Round 2.
And it's a similar start to the second round. The Russians doing a good job just ducking away down to the left and then keeping the right hand coming over the top. Big swing by the fighter in red, but she's taking a handful more blows. This looks really tough on her at the moment. She's got so much desire and heart. You can see it in the way she's approaching it, but now she lands a couple on the Russian. Okhotnikova still in control, however. A little red around the face herself from a couple of blows. Warning about the forearm once more. In fact, that's a point going as well. She comes out firing, encouraged by the disciplinary action. And the Turkish fighter is still persisting, but perhaps her persistence is getting her in a bit of trouble as well. Easy to see that the round, once again in the Russians' favour. It's going to take an almighty effort in this third round for Kadıkoğlu to turn the tide in her favour. But I think in these last two rounds, she's done nothing but earn at least a lot of support and a lot of favour from people. So the final round of the evening, the final round of this Friday. And a final round for Fatma Kadıkoğlu to try and stamp her authority on this bout and try and find a way into Sunday's final. But at the moment, it is a tough task indeed, because she has just been beaten back every time she tries to come forward by strong right hands. Another one connects around the side from Okhotnikova. In fairness to these two women, they are both swinging for the fences when they do. And again, the counter punches are just devastating. And it's because Kadikoilu is just too desperate to get forward, too desperate to lean in. See there again, a nice right followed up with a leaning in overhand left that leaves her totally exposed. Ten seconds to go in this final round. 10 seconds to swing for the fences. And again, that's what the fighter in red does, as she has done throughout the 3 rounds. It's not going to be enough. It's going to be a Russian in the final. Sofia Okhotnikova has been excellent in this bout. As much as we've talked about the heart and desire of the Turkish fighter, the Russian has been supremely dominant. And her skill in this craft was certainly on show there.
And the winner of this bout by unanimous decision is a boxer from blue corner, Sofia Okhotnikova, Russia.
There you have it, a convincing victory for Sofia Okhotnikova, the Junior Women's Nations Cup winner. And she goes to the final of the light heavy division in the women's competition here at the EUBC Junior European Boxing Championships here in Tbilisi, Georgia. And that is where our evening ends here at Ring 8 for semi-final Friday. Plenty of action to mull over and think about on the way to Sunday's finals. We will be back with all the finals from Sunday's action. Myself and Andy Clark. But until we get to Sunday, have a very good rest of your evening and a very good night.